Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast, sea to shining sea. Welcome back to Ham Radio Live, where the world comes to talk radio. The best thing about the radio hobby, the Icom 7200, and more, live from Central Florida. Here comes Ham Radio Live. Well, there it is. We've done it officially now. 2 days in a row of playing disco at the very beginning. You guys voted for it. Why not play it, right? My goodness. Casey and the Sunshine Band sounding hot there in the late 70s. It was on radio stations from coast to coast, and that started a big career for Casey for sure. What do you say we talk some radio today? Your best thing about the radio hobby. Plus, we'll take a look back at the Icom IC7200. It's a great radio, and we got some great stuff to show you on that. Some trivia, some angry hams, and who knows what else comes into the shack today. Live from Central Florida. Get ready, get set, and away we go. Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. This is Ham Radio Live, where the world comes to talk radio. My name's Larry Dio, and my call sign in Ham Radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome to the show. If you'd like to get your ham license, the best way to do it is to contact a big organization like the American Radio Relay League. They're really good because they have a database where they have ham radio club locations around the world. That's why they can help you. Reach out to them at www.arrl.org. Just click on the contact part of their page and tell them you'd like to get your ham license and what part of the world you live in. They'll then search their online database and they'll find a ham club near you and they'll email that back. And then you email that club or call them, tell them you'd like to get your ham license. I guarantee it, man. From a club, if they're a reasonably good club, they're going to get a hold of you and they're going to want to help you get licensed. There's just so many people in this hobby that want to help you get licensed. www.arrl.org. We have a show email, info@hamradiolive.org. We also have a really good website. It's at hamradiolive.org, a one-stop shop where you can learn about things that are going on in the radio hobby, and like we'll feature today on the show with the upcoming weekend events. Also, tropospheric ducting if you want to do VHF or UHF DX stuff, and a whole bunch more right there at www.hamradiolive.org. Free to go on there. Also, we have a Discord page also that is completely free of charge. We don't charge for that. It's at ham-radio-live, ham-radio-live. come join us, especially after the show. The after show party usually fills up with a few people. They talk more about radio for a while until people have some dinner and the rest of the story is over. So that's how it kind of works here. We have a topic show question as well, and this is a fun one. I ask this from time to time. And the thing is that what I've found over the years of doing this program, that you guys answer this question differently. You do. It's really kind of cool, actually. What's the best thing about having a hobby in radio communications? And I'm going to tell you, I'm also going to have a different answer for you today on the show. Let's take a look and find out who's first, second, and third today around the world. Welcome and happy Thursday, gang. Friday, if you're west of the date line. First up, all the way at the top, Mr. Bill Myers, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. It is beep, beep, Bill, so we must give him a beep, beep. Beep, beep. Hi, Bill. Welcome back. Good to see you, buddy. Give our best to Kelly, would you? Very happy Thursday to you there in Wisconsin. Is it still cold? Some very unseasonably weather, bad cold weather, came in from the north, and it was actually, this is a true story. Bill said the other day it was snowing in the sky. It wasn't like sticking. It wasn't cold enough yet to stick. Did you know it was colder in upper Michigan on Tuesday than it was at the North Pole? No! It was. It really was. So, Bill, man, I hope the weather's changing. Bill, welcome. Good to have you. Thanks, buddy. Great to see you today. Also want to welcome Copper Pumps. He's second today. And think about this. He came all the way from India to come that far and be in second.
Thank you. Come again.
Amazing. He's in Coimbatore, India. Big applause, please. By the way, that's continent number 2 today. Just saying. Welcome back. Did you reach out to the ARRL to find out about getting your ham license? I hope you do, because they'll help you. Continent number 3 in the house. That's Barry Wendon, Golf 6, Juliet, Mike X-Ray. Big applause for Barry. Thank you. Studio audience, I'll tell you, they got here like 3 hours ago. They've been, filing through the shack and hanging out in the stands there.
Get that finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been.
People in production room is just... They're being a little angry today with me.
That's shocking.
It happens. Happy Thursday to you. Very good to see you as always. Mike is back from Jacksonville, which I'm grateful for. Mike's a good friend, and I think the world of him. Mike, we're going to make that call on 6 meters, mate. Yes, we are. Kilo Golf 2, Mike. Big applause for Mike. Come on. Thank you. My gosh. Sometimes I wonder why I hired the production crew here, but...
What kind of idiots do you have working here?
The finest in New York.
We want to meet chicks. Yeah, and score. Yeah, I'd like to meet you, yeah. Shut up!
Wrong show for doing that. Welcome. It's good to see you, Mike. Thanks for coming. What a nice thing to say from Copper. Hello, my dear ham radio brothers and sisters. It's good to see you, too. Thanks for coming. And a very happy Thursday night to you there in India. Core Vortman here from New York State, Kilo Echo 2, Golf Delta and Delta. Hello, Core. Good to see you. Andy Newman joins us from Bristol, Mike 7, Charlie in November. Also, this is great. He says, I don't know, I can't say it very well, but welcome to the show. My name is Larry. Good to see you. Thank you for coming today. It's an honor to meet you. I would make a mess of your name, and I don't want to do that. Mike Whiskey 1, Echo Whiskey Juliet, welcome. That is Great Britain. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Oh, man. It's been an interesting day at the house of Larry. It's tomorrow. I'm going to try and come tomorrow. I'm going to do the Friday show today because I'm not sure I'll be able to be here tomorrow because I have to do something this yeah. It's kind of one of those things that you don't like to talk about, but it's something I have to go do. And it's because I feel that I did the right thing and I have to kind of stand up for myself. So I hope to be here tomorrow. If I am, I might be just a little bit late. But anyway, Ed, welcome back. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. That's Edwin, and he's coming from the United Kingdom, and that's really cool. Whenever you get a Mike 1 of any kind, Mike Whiskey 1, They're full licensees in the UK, and he's all the way in Wales. Ed, thank you for coming all the way from Wales to say hello to us today. I appreciate that. Lee Rosselli is here. He says, ever-changing, lifelong hobby. That is his thing that he loves best about ham radio. Or I should say radio hobby. Because when I do these, right, gosh, this new chapstick, I got a different kind again. You know, it's like, it's on your lips, you're like, ah. What I love about this question, I had to word it differently because I don't want it to just be about ham radio. Because we talk about shortwave and sometimes we touch on GMRS, we talk about Citizens Band and we go over other kinds of radio, it's other things too, not just amateur radio. And as hams, I hope we've gotten over the thing where we're so proud that we're hams. We studied hard for the license and we got the license and look at us. I think that's great. I think it's a really good thing to be very proud of. But I think it's also wise to also recognize folks in other kinds of hobby, the radio hobby, that they have joy too and that they love it just like we love our part of this radio spectrum too. And that's why it's written the way it is today on the show. Lee, welcome. It's good to see you, and thank you for the response to our topic question. It's an ever-changing, lifelong hobby. Thank you, Lee. Yep, I like that because he's right. It is. I mean, you may think you've got something pretty much down, right? And then all of a sudden, something new comes out, and you're like, well, I'll give it a shot. You know, like Bob Nagy mentioned last week on the show that we did. Remember, he did a bit on the Icom 9700 where he showed us that radio, right? And he said that he got it because he wanted to learn to do satellite comms. And that's a really cool part of our hobby because there are people listening on those satellites. And Bob's got his, got to get himself a high gain antenna and hold on to it with the hand and spin it, right? Because of the drift. All the work it takes to make those calls is so cool. And when you get the call made, what a great thing. It's a very ever-changing hobby, and it does a lifetime of joy. Great comment, Lee. Andy in Bristol, and by the way, Mike 7, Charlie November is his call sign, finding the best of humanity all over the world in the ham radio family. I have just started that. That is probably going to be the comment of this show. That's a great comment. It really is. Tom in Bahrain, just a second. I'm trying to scrape this stuff off my lips. Anyway, Tom in Bahrain sent me this thing off Instagram. And it was from this young man in Norway. And he was talking about that the people in Russia are very different than what he was told they were from, the media, right? And that he's been there 4 times and he's been to Moscow and he's seen the people and he loves the city and he likes the environment and places he's been to. And it's a really neat video where this kid talks about go and experience it for yourself, then make your decision. It's kind of like saying one kind of radio is better than the other and not knowing what the other side of the radio spectrum is about and not doing it, right? That's why I want to get a GMRS radio, because I want to know for myself, okay, I like this, or I'll sell the radio. You never know. Try it. You never know. And so what I liked about what this kid says, he's like 21 or something, and he has this life experience now where he got to meet people in Russia, and he said they're wonderfully kind and polite, very clean there, all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that's neat. I could buy into that. And what Andy's saying here is the best of humanity. He doesn't say meet new people. He's not saying I want to meet somebody or meet people around the world who like radio. He's saying the best of humanity. That's a big statement, guys. Andy, great comment. Thank you. It's going to drive me berserk. I swear. Karen's like, it's on sale. We'll save some money. It's in a 3-pack. I'm throwing 2 of them away now for sure. Thank you, Andy. Bill in Wisconsin. Yes, we are still cold. Oh, gosh. Are you serious? He says, 36 degrees this
The
morning?
number you have reached is not in service or temporarily disconnected.
Ain't no way, man. Oh, it's cold. Oh, that's cold. Oh, man. This is a nice compliment for Copper RX. Be happy, no BP. Nice statement for me. That's nice. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that very much. And Bill, thank you for the link. Appreciate that. Andy also says, I also enjoyed CB radio back in the day. I have a video. No, today. Yes, today. Oh, you're going to get this part today. We have a little appearance during our Icom 7200 segment from an old buddy of mine, and he has a radio collection. You guys say, oh, I got too many radios. Oh, no, you don't have too many radios.
Nutty as a fruitcake.
Oh, man, this guy's got too many radios. I guarantee it. Wow. Like I started thinking, right? I'm looking at radios everywhere. I'm going, okay, so if you started trying to pare down the herd like a bit, right, it would take you a long time to do that. Ooh, but I love him. It's just great. Core says, for me, the best thing in radio is to make friends with more or less feelings and ideas and talk about it. That's deep. Core, that's a very deep comment. Look at it. To make friends with more or less feelings and ideas and talk about it. So he's looking for something a little deeper, and he's saying, you know, I just want to make some friends and share ideas and stuff without taking things personally. Gosh, if we can get to a society that can do that, especially today in the United States, that would be a leg up. It would be. Because here now, for people that are outside the States, right? It's either political or it's political. There's no middle ground anymore, which is awful. Really is. Bill, in Wisconsin, the wide range of activities that you can participate in, talk to your neighbors, people in other states and counties, states and countries, pardon me, talk through satellites, help out in emergencies, and much, much more. That's a really good comment, and it's very true, because if you want to do emergency comms, you can join an Aries club. If you want to help out, you should, by the way, in your shack, you should have important phone numbers right there on a list. Did you know that? You should. Like for police, state, and local, also the fire department. Because if somebody has a problem, you got to make a phone call, right? Because they're not going to be listening on the same band that you're hearing it on. You've got to tell someone. And that someone you reach, even though they're local, they probably know the number you need to call. And they can help you. Very important in your shack. I mean, very, very important. Spike is here from Montana.
That's my boy!
Spike is here from Montana. Hi, Spike. He says 28 degrees here right now.
No!
It's 92 degrees here right now. And it's going to be in the mid-90s today. Oh, gosh. Again. It's too early. See, I mean, this is what happens like in June, around the 10th. You know, my birthday goes by, and around the 10th, it starts to hit mid-90s. It stays that way until like late July. And then it cools down just a bit on the temperature and humidity front in August here. Kids go back to school like the first week in August here in Florida. But it's like, oh, it's too early, man. It's love bug season, and it's the beginning of May still. It's way too cold for you and way too hot for us, for sure. Well, there you go. And thank you for your comment about foods. We appreciate you looking out for everybody's health here. That's very nice. Kevin, Iowa, Kilo 0, Kilo Lima, Bravo. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. Always a pleasure to see Kevin here. Great YouTube videos. He's worked everything from a bell to a ladder to a cornstalk to water as antennas, and he's made every one of those work. He's got this mind, it's like a steel trap, right? He's like, oh, hey, look, there's a metal. I'm going to make an antenna out of that. Kev, have you tried like a park bench yet? Maybe, might be a new idea for you there. A park bench. Oh, gosh. Barry Wended, Golf 6, Juliet Mike X-Ray. He says, best thing about having a hobby in radio communications, more technical topics. So he can get down to like brass tacks, like IF filters. And if he's talking software design radio, has super heterodyne radio. Yeah. Mixers, roofing filters, all those things. Software defined radio. He's talking filter shapes and sets and all kind. Man, yes. And you can really get into this with like engineering brains. Guys who are engineers, right? Love radio because they can do so many things with it, And people who are just curious love the hobby because they can try things without judgment. Nobody would take an old church bell and try and make an antenna out of it, but Kevin did. And don't kid yourself. Everybody that watched that video where he took the church bell and tried to make calls with it was rooting him on. You were. You were hoping he'd be successful because we want that for each other. Great comment, Barry. Thank you. I like that. I really like that. All right. We have a very interesting program for you today. We're going to take a look at an older radio. We're also going to take a look at our weather, which is our next segment here. Your HF weather today is powered by Icom. Icom for the love of ham radio. Your SFI is down to 120. Yeah, 6 sunspot regions with a sunspot number now of 105. Index is all the way down to 3, which means it's been quiet for a while. K is down to 0, which is inactive. That means extremely quiet noise floors. BZ latitude still positive at 1.5, and your solar wind 344,000.9 kilometers per second. And your HF band condition is great for HF nighttime and daytime on both 80 and 40. 30 and 20. 17 to 12 is fair, 10 is poor. Keep in mind that this is for the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the tropics, hey, you're going to work 10 and 12. It's going to work great like it does every day, but you're going to work the Northern Hemisphere. You're going to have to figure out where they are going to be, and I'll help you with that. Here's the magnetosphere view. Just one second. Thank you very, very much. As I said, 6 sunspot regions are facing Earth. The one there on the end, 4425, yeah, kind of still like facing Earth, but it's not doing very much for helping our SFI. So we need to get some bigger sunspot regions and more of them in order to bring the maximum usable frequencies back up and get better solar flux index numbers so we can get better conditions to the ionosphere. Take a look at the Kilo Charlie 2 Golf MUF map today. It really shows how 10 meters stays south, but then right about 3 in the afternoon, it comes north to 40 degrees. So if you're somewhere around the 40 degree north line, you can work 10 and 12 and you work it to the south because the north is still going to be on the 15 meter band. Your forecast for HF ham radio daytime, sporadic E-season is opening and decent SFIs are there to help you as well. You should have some fading at times on the HF bands. Noise floor is quiet. That's the best part right now, especially on the frequencies below 10 megahertz. 10 meters now at 40 degrees north at approximately 3 a.m. your local time. Best world DX in the north is on 15 meters. South, your best DX is going to be 10 and 12. On nighttime ham bands, decent SFIs, good nighttime DX, and static crashes on those HF bands below 10 megahertz. We had some major thunderstorms here in North America yesterday in the southeastern United States. Massive tornadoes. And it was a very, very bad night going into like 10 p.m. Eastern last night. So nighttime amateur band openings 160, 80, 60, and 40 meters is good. But again, there's going to be a lot of static crashes here in North America on the HF bands below 10 megahertz, pardon me. Shortwave DXers, your daytime shortwave noise floors are quiet, suitable SFIs for good DXing. What more do you need? Could be some occasional fading on some weak signals out there. Daytime shortwave bands 31 meters, 25, 22, 19, 15, and 13 meters. Nighttime shortwave, decent SFIs, also some fading at signals at times. It's normal. Shortwave nighttime bands open from 120 meters all the way down to 19 at night. And remember, 19 meters, it's going to be open here in the Southern Hemisphere close to 3 hours past legal sunset. In the Southern Hemisphere, you get an hour and a half to 2 hours after sunset. There is also 6 meters out there from time to time. Yep. This was from the other day in Europe, and 6 meter E-skip was hot. Oh man, can't wait. Can't wait. There's your forecast, gang, and I'm glad you're here on a Thursday. Just a second, please. I need a drink. Yes. Happy Thursday, friends. It's always good to see you. Today's topical question has to do with what you love about radio. We'll get to that in a moment. First, 3 quick QSOs on the 7610 and the Buddy Hex antenna. First, from Central Florida, here comes Switzerland. Trying to get a call. Kilo 7, Hotel November. Thank you very much. You're a 56 here in Central Florida. My name is Larry, Lima Alpha, Romeo Yankee. It's very nice to make the call with you.
Yes, sir. Very good. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. 7 trees and good day. Bye-bye.
And you may wonder why the audio sounds that way. Oftentimes it could be an older radio where the frequency will drift just a little bit, and sometimes it's just conditions. It sometimes can just be the ionosphere is there to make the refraction, but it's not really perfect. There you go. The next one goes to a dear friend from the channel. This is from here in Central Florida to Sean. Mike 0, Bravo, Juliet, Lima in Great Britain. This was actually the first call we made across the Atlantic.
GIM. Any copy, Larry?
Should I make him wait? Should I do that, huh? Maybe? Kilo 7, Hotel November. Bill, good morning. Thank you. I didn't realize he was down this far. Thank you very much. Is that Sean in the background? My goodness, solid, loud, and clear, 5757 real signal report in Central Florida. Sean, how are you?
Very well, Larry. Thank you very much indeed. We've been here a while. I've been chatting to about 30 minutes. It's been a beautiful conversation with you, Larry. Bill, the world's to rights. I heard you calling the Echo 7 whiskey up on 300, and I shouted, Larry, let's go to 250. But I think, unfortunately, Larry, we're about half an hour too late because the band has been very, very open at 1500 UTC. But you're 5 and 6 with me, Larry. 5 and 6. Great to meet you. Kilo 7, Hotel November. 0, Bravo, Juliet, Lima. Over.
I want to thank Sean, Mike 0, Bravo, Juliet, Lima in Great Britain for making the call. That was a fun call with him. And it goes on for a while. Sean, thank you for that. Last call, all the way to Argentina. Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Kilo 7.
Kilo 7, Hotel November.
Kilo 7, Hotel November, 59.
59 here. Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you. QR head.
That's Lima Romeo 1, Whiskey Alpha, all the way down in Argentina. Don't forget, Dayton Hamvention comes up on May 15th. Get there early. There's going to be a lot of deals there in the pre-owned section. Also, some great new stuff going to be there from Icom, including what looks like it's going to be something like maybe, oh, are you ready? A brand new HF radio they're going to deliver. Yep. They usually will have like a a reveal of something special at Dayton, and this year it's HF. So join Icom at Dayton 2026 Hamvention this year. It should be pretty darn cool. We've got a section coming up on ALC, how to use it, how to adjust it, and what makes it sound bad. But first, here comes some information about a radio that I know one of our normal channel members, Gunther in Germany, DK50NV, knows very, very well. This is the Icom IC7200, and before we play this segment, one of the best things on the 7200, it's not weatherproof, but it has been treated to be very effective to work in moist and wet conditions. Here is a short video on the 7200.
Hello and welcome to another video by N7RAJ. And now that I've had about a week or two to go over the radio here and give it a full run through, I wanted to go ahead and do a little video review on it. As you've seen in my previous video, I brought home an LDG IT100 tuner. Matches up perfectly with the IC7200 that we have here. And like I said in the last video, I did a lot of comparisons on probably about 4 different radios. HF, entry-level class, anywhere from the $800 range to the $1,300 range. That was my budget. So, and this is the setup that I went with. And keep in mind, I am new to HF radio, and I needed something that was kind of easy to use, even though I understand, the more technical radios. I wanted something that was just simple as rats. Simple, so I could just get on the air and start making some contacts, and then kind of maybe see what I would want in a future radio. So, I'm going to go ahead and start my review here, and I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a walkthrough and kind of show you guys the things that I learned so far in the past week having the radio. So the first thing I want to do is I want to bring to light the instruction manual that I have right here for you guys. So this instruction manual literally showed me everything I needed to know about the radio within the first 8 pages. But farther in the manual, it takes it a step further, whereas if you asked, like, I want to know how to do this specific thing or that specific thing, or what should I be doing when I'm in RTTY mode, or what filters would I use when I'm in a certain mode, or something specific like that. So if I were to pop open the manual here, just to kind of give you a little brief review, it goes over the front page, the front panel. So it completely covers the front panel, and it goes literally button by button, and it tells you what every button does, and it even tells you as far as what exactly does that button do, how should you adjust this button. It's really, really easy to understand and really easy to pick up. So it talks about the noise blankers and the filters and the attenuator keys and stuff like that. I literally learned everything I needed to know about operating the radio within the first 8 pages. It was that simple. So that's a big ups to Icom, because usually their manuals are a little bit harder to read. As I've known.
Nice comment. We don't talk about manuals too much here. You get a radio, how do you use it, right? A lot of manufacturers have went to digital format where you go online and you download the manual. That radio comes with a manual of its own. It's nice to know that it's very easy to follow, something that I think helps a radio to do better in terms of you liking it or not. Spike, I'll get to the answer here in just a second to your question. 7200 came in just a whole bunch of colors. Look at that. They had one that was kind of like from Iraqi Freedom, I guess, and that's the one you see kind of in the middle. And then there's one that has like a computer camo to it, came in hot pink, and it came in bright orange. Of course, that's my favorite color. So the Icom 7200, very, very versatile. And there's a really neat video that my buddy Brenton Meadows down Australia way, Tangalangabama, down Australia in the south part, he's got this video of a 7200 that he just got out of the box.
Little bits of writing on it, and so that's what's been taking a bit of time, but being handcrafted. And that's in commemoration of General Norman Schwarzkopf, which was a person I had a lot to do with over the years and brought out to Australia for some public speaking at one stage too. Was really good. Great guy. Unfortunately, we lost him a few years back. But the 7200 is certainly that military-looking sort of radio, isn't it? It's got that sort of look. I really think Icom should have released them in Iraqi freedom colours. I just think it would have sold, you know. I'm not sure what the story is about, you know, where they, because there were some that were seen out there in the US for sure. So I think they might have just done those a little bit like we're doing the one at the moment. But I don't think they were commercially available. But, you know, if you know anything more about that, certainly always put a note in the comments file for sure. But, yeah, look, this is looking good. I might just shove an antenna into it and just see what noise we get. And once again, I'm on the wrong antenna in this part of the shack. I'm in the workshop, which that will not be for much longer because we've got a couple of new towers going up, which will have a couple of new test antennas feeding into this bench.
And anyway, he put the 2 antennas up not long after this video.
It's a pretty noisy sort of signal on there, unfortunately. Just going through the memories
it's a
that are
good
in
look
there.
at what it sounds like. The 7200 was put together to be rugged, so you could take it outdoors, take it to parks on the air, and this was way before POTA ever became a thing. It was designed to be used outdoors. That's the 7200. Does it work well? It's 100 watts on HF and 6 meters, and with a good antenna, this antenna and this radio sing.
To one of the DXPeditions on the frequency, which will hours later, you don't need to check in. I'm going to ask.
That's our net control in Namibia.
This is from central Germany all the way to Namibia, Africa.
2 times. I'm going to repeat it. And they're now looking for 2 liters of your call.
And that is an Icom 7200.
From 2000 to about 2115 VTC on this frequency. Any check-ins, please come out. Alpha Victor. Okay, no check-in. Any relays on check-ins? That's it. Check-ins and not calls. Any relays on check-ins? Relay with the guy trying to check in. The check-in, go ahead.
They doubled.
Sugar Papa 9, India Hotel Papa. This is BE1KOI. I have you here in Nova Scotia. Alan Wine's doing a list right now, but if you want to give me your name there, we'll put you on the list there and we'll call you out. Yeah, okay, we'll put you on the list there. We'll put you on the list. He's trying to give you a call, Wyman. That's Sugar Papa 9 India Hotel Papa. He's trying to give you a call. Okay, yeah, there was a little bit doubling on there. Also, Victor, we'll put you on this little bit.
I'm wondering what my noise level would be like on another antenna than the Delta Loop. It would be higher. It would be higher for sure.
Over, Andy. No, okay. I'm not sure if he's copying me. We will see later. So I'm going to just put him on the list there. I think it was Tony there. I've got a little bit check you on him also there. Okay, you yourself, Papa, is on the list. I'm going to, doesn't look like any other checking, so I'm going to do the list. On frequency, let me check. Italy, Sugar, Zero, X-ray, Golf, Ontario, Marker from Slovenia. The last station may have been Victor Echo 1 Kilo, Oscar India, Tony from Nova Scotia. And we're not sure if George is there. It's normally there to about 2100. Victor Yankee 2 Golf, Foxtrot.
And one thing I should say, that's just a good video on what it sounds like. Gunter uses that radio a lot outdoors, and he's made calls all over the world with it with his antenna wire up high in trees and with an Icom 7200. It goes to show you, you don't need the cool looking screen to make great ham calls. You need a good antenna, and a wire can be an amazing antenna. I want to show you one more thing, and I'm kind of excited to show this to you because we had a thing that came up earlier this week, or I think it was Don. And Don, by the way, welcome. His call sign, November 5 Sierra Kilo Tango. That's Eustis, Texas Air. Welcome, Don. Good to see you. He says, hey, Jason at Ham Radio 2.0 really loves his 7200, and I bet he does. Yeah, it's like bulletproof almost. Great radio. But Don had mentioned that he's got way too many radios in the stable. Well, we just showed my buddy Brenton Meadows, Victor Kilo 3, Charlie Mike in Tangalangabama, I hope I said that right, Australia. And just look at some of the stuff here, and you're going to see a guy that has an awful lot of radios. There's Brent and his lovely bride, Samantha. Isn't that pretty? It's a neat picture. They're very, very good together. Good people, too. And there's Riley. By the way, Riley got his ham license. How about that? At 11 years old, his call sign, Riley's call, Victor Kilo 3, Foxtrot Romeo Sierra Kilo. Congratulations to Riley. And that's the radio Riley has his eye on right there, the Icom 7850. Yeah. Gold with the trim there, each one limited edition. And that one, by the way, that one went back to Icom Japan to be fully fixed, fully calibrated, and resent down to Australia. That is a very, very special radio. Here's a little bit of Brent Shack. This is when he had his, I think that's when he's got the 990 Kenwood in there. So there's the Kenwood 990 and his screens. And there's Brent with just some of his microphones and his award there for a big award that he got for first area award for 1,000 points gathered from a local repeater. How about that? And this little bit of a look around his ranch there in Southwest Australia. And look at this. There, Don had mentioned an Icom 7000 that he has. Brent's got his mobile. There it is in his SUV. By the way, he has to tell you, it's a twin-turbo Land Cruiser. He also loves cars. He's got some pretty nice cars in his collection. And have I told you yet about his radio collection? Brent loves to collect radios. So you guys that think you have a little too many radios, here he is in his shack. There's his Kenwood 990. That's a beautiful radio. And look at, this is just, if you had this, you would probably say, I have a lot of radios. However, there's much more than that at Brent's house. Brent's got an incredible collection. Let me show you just real quick. We'll get down to where the nitty gritty of all of his, like some of his radio gear is. And we'll show you some of this here. Look at this. This is like part of his microphone, his desktop mic collection. He also collects Citizens Band radios, especially vintage ones. He loves Citizens Band stuff. He's got tons of them from the 60s and 70s, base stations. There's one in particular I want to show you. It's got slide pots like a mixer panel. And it's just beautiful. And it's like, I could own that for a CB. I'd own one of these. I'd have no problem with any of these mobile units. Everything from Cobra to Midland, everything is here. He's got Radio Shack stuff. He's loaded with this stuff. And so for you guys that say, oh, I've got way too much radio, I'm a radio collector. Oh, no, you're good. Look at the even unopened Yaesu radio gear in those boxes. I kid you not, unopened. But this one Citizens Band radio, I was like, that is so cool. Let me get down to it. Because he's got a lot of picture radios. There it is. Look at that. Here it is. Here's for SWR calibration of this thing, right? Here's his clarifier, his RF gain. He's got it maxed out there. His volume, and of course, he's got to set his clock. And, you got to change channels and stuff. A little bit of Brenton Meadows world in Australia. There you go. For you guys that think, oh, I got too many radios. Oh, no, not so much. I want to show you a video that I've been wanting to show for a while on the channel, but I haven't had a chance to, so forgive me for that. By the way, our topic question has to do with, friends, I'd like to talk with you about something really... Stop. Has to do with what's the best thing about having a hobby in radio. Let us know in the comment section. We'll make it part of the show. I've been wanting to do a segment on ALC. When you go on the ham bands, often, like you'll find it on weekends when there's contesting, because people, usually you kind of hear some audio that doesn't sound real good. Here's how to help make your audio sound pretty good. Now, not with terms of using equalizers. We're not talking about, full fidelity or ESSB stuff. We're talking normal ham calls, 2.7 to 3 kilohertz wide sideband, okay? How to check to make sure your sound is good. How to listen using ALC. Friends, I'd like to talk with you about something really important if you're making voice calls in amateur radio. It's called automatic level control. And this is something your ham radio does, but you control if it sounds good or not. We don't want to sound splatter. If you've got a splattering signal, it's very distorted. You're using up a lot of bandwidth, and it doesn't do you any good to do that. When you're using amateur radio, the way to check to see if your levels are good on the transmit side is just to take a look at your ALC meter. Now, most radios have a knob or a button you can adjust ALC and check it, right? So on an Icom radio with touch screens, you just simply press on the meter and it changes what the meter does, okay? For voltage and compression, and it does your power and SWR and things like that. ALC is another setting, and that meter, the ALC reader, the meter there is just the very bottom. So bottom arc of this radio in the red, that's the ALC section. You want it to be at the top without crashing over. If you're crashing over, you're sounding distorted. Let me give you a good example. It's set to fail. It's going to fail for sure, but we will certainly give you some ideas. There are 3 ways to solve ALC problems. Watch. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. All right. There you go. Way over the red. You see on the bottom? Take one more look on the meter. You'll see that I'm going way over the top of that red mark. Not way over, but I'm going over, and you don't want to do that. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Okay, so I'm outside the red. Don't want to be there. Okay, compression. On an Icom radio, compression is on the bottom left. You see where it says menu 1? And then above that, you'll see comp on wide. That means compression is on, and it's set to a wide bandwidth for compression to be used. So we hold the button in, and there's compression right there on the left side. You can see I've got it set at 10. I've also got the total bandwidth for compression set at wide. Both of those make a difference when adjusting ALC. Let me show you. We'll get down to 5 on the compression level, and we'll leave the total bandwidth of the compression to be at wide. Let's take a look at the meter. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Still going over, right? So if I bring it down to 4, checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Well, now I'm getting frustrated, right? Because it's not working no matter what I'm doing. Not yet. On an Icom 7610, the 7300, I'm not sure on the later model ones, but the total bandwidth is important when doing ALC. It goes narrow, mid, and wide for total bandwidth, okay? Here is the mid level for the compression. Watch. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. See, now I'm starting to get some reflection down towards the top of the ALC section. If I go total bandwidth, which is below where it says comp level 4 at the top right, if I hit TBW narrow, now we'll try it. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Much better. See, that's much better, but it's not quite there yet. And that's because our mic gain is the second of 3 things that can make ALC jump way too high from your transmitter, right? So this is for your volume of your transmit, how well it sounds, okay? At 50% mic gain, that's a little high for me, but we'll give it a shot. Watch again, the ALC red area in the bottom of the meter. Checking frequency availability, this is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Just there, very close. Just barely going over that red part of that, right, of the meter. So let's get it down to where I usually have it, which is about 40%, right? Now we'll try it one last time. Checking frequency availability, this is Kilo 7 Hotel November. That's perfect. It's right where you want it to be. Touching the top of the red, but not going over. One more time. Checking frequency availability, this is Kilo 7 Hotel November. It's okay to be at the top of that red, right at the base of the very end of it. That's fine. In fact, that's where you'd like it to be. Now, if you remember, I said there were 3 things that involve good sounding audio. Compression and mic gain make a difference. Also, how loud you speak makes a big difference too. And to another extent, how you hold the microphone. Don't hold the microphone in front of your face like this. Your P's are popping, your S's are too sit, and your T's are don't do it. Just put it to the side or just talk into it, but not directly into your mic. I hold mine to the side. I usually go like this. My voice is still heard just fine, and it's clear. Let me show you on the radio real quick one more time how this does with settings on the ALC meter. Watch. So we're just going to go ahead, and we know the mic gain's good. We know the compression's set right. And as long as I don't get real excited about trying to work someplace like New Zealand from here, I should have it stay within the ALC. But if I start yelling into the mic to try and really, because I'm excited, I got to make this call, watch what happens. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. You're welcome. The microphone was between me and my hand mic, so you didn't have to hear me yelling. It crashed over the ALC level, right? Make sure you speak at a normal voice and just talk just like you're talking right now to me, or I'm speaking to you, I should say. Take a look when we just speak normally. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. There you go. That's it. Speak normal. Let the radio, let the transmitter and the radio and the digital signal processing do its job. But to do that, set it up right. ALC, big deal in making great calls in amateur radio. There you go. ALC is there to help you, and that meter does different things to assist you with working the radio. It's just one component, but if you sound good, it's going to help you tremendously. And let me show you one more thing on the radio before we end this whole segment. There's a reason it does different things, and every radio has either a knob to change it or you just push it on your screen and it changes for you, right? So I've got mine still on ALC. This will show compression. This will show, and all radios do this. This is voltage used when you're transmitting. I'm right now, by the way, I've got to make sure I bring this back down. I'm no longer in a dummy load, so I'm going to have to not do it. But it will show the voltage there. It'll also show your the ID, which was the amperage. It shows your power level. So if you're getting close to 100 watts, it's going to peak there on the power part of the meter. And it relates to each of these lines. Here's SWR. So if I want to check SWR, let me go up to the voice portion of 10 meters. And we'll just quickly just check frequency. I want to make sure that I don't think anybody's here, but let's just listen to make sure. And the lines are there. It looks like someone's maybe at 215. So I'm going to come up to 227, and there's birdies on there from just noise around me here. So let me just show you real quick. SWR, you can check that with any radio. Just make sure you're in SWR setting for your meter, and then just check something. Like I'm going to check frequency availability. I should not see much of reflection here on the Buddy Hex. Checking frequency availability, this is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Doesn't matter how loud you talk for SWR, it's just checking to see how well the impedance matches between the radio and the antenna, right? So make sure you know what your meter's doing as well, and what you're measuring. And as you go through it, you're going to get better at it. Here's power. This will be the last test that I'll do. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. See how it went up close to 100 when I held the L there? That's just one way you can check things like your power output or your SWR or possibly your ALC. But make sure your ALC stays within the zone because and up towards the top. You want the compression to work. You want it to pop and have punch, but you don't want to be distorted and sound splattery either. It's a big deal when we try and make calls in amateur radio. Dawn in Texas and Spike, I'll get to you as well. Spike mentioned that there's an Icom 7200 for $580 currently on eBay. Thank you. Tom, nice comment about the 7200 as well. And Don with a nice comment, and I think this is the future of like SDR radios, because Elecraft had a really cool thing. And I remember when I was on the list initially for a K4D, Eric Schwartz from Elecraft told me about this, that they were working on putting the instruction manual for the radio in the radio. So as you used it, if you had a question about it, you could press on it and the menu would go automatically to that part of the menu that part of the instruction manual and explained how it worked, what it did, all that stuff. And that's what Don has now in his new Elecraft K4. Don, thank you. Nice comment. He says the K4 has the manual built into the radio, and there's a context button, so you can click on a button or menu option, and it will jump to part in the manual that describes the button you press. I hope that's the future of amateur radio because it'll help us all to work our radios and learn them, even more important, better. Tomorrow, we'll feature a segment on the Kenwood TS2000. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's zoom before we get to the Angry Hams and take a look at this weekend's information for you. This is going to be a good weekend to work some special event stations here in the world. Coming up, starting on the 8th, which is tomorrow, and through the next 2 weekends. It's the 130th New Jersey State Knights of Columbus Convention. This is out of Bridgeton, New Jersey. Call sign for this special event, November Juliet 2 Kilo Charlie. That's November Juliet 2 Kilo Charlie. They're going to try and be on 10 meters. I don't know if they'll get much there before 3 p.m. local, but hey, they're going to try at least. Also, they plan to be on 20 meters. You should hear them there, around 14.250 megs, and on 40 meters, right about 7.250 megahertz. Also on the 15-meter band, by the way, at 21.350 megahertz, on or near there. Also, Armed Forces Day comes up on the 9th of May. This one here is out of San Diego Harbor, one of our favorites. It's the USS Midway ship. Yay! Love the Midway. It's got a very iconic call sign, November India 6 India Whiskey. That's November India 6 India Whiskey. And they'll be on a multitude of frequencies all the way from the 40-meter band up to digital on D-Star. Yep, they're going to be doing all that stuff. And it's only May 9th from 1700 to 2359 UTC. Call sign again, November India 6 India Whiskey. Also, celebrating the Golden Spike special event station. This goes way back to the first Transcontinental Railroad, and the final spike was made, is painted gold, basically. Call sign Whiskey 7 Golf. That's Whiskey 7 Golf. It's only going to be on Saturday, okay, from 1500 to 2300, and you can see the frequencies there. They plan to be anywhere between the 40-meter band working Morse code up to 20 meters working Morse code, as well as sideband. Also on the 9th, Jamestown Landing special event, May 9th only, from 1400 to 2000 Zulu. Call sign Kilo 4 Romeo Charlie. It's Kilo 4 Romeo Charlie. Just 2 bands and both are voice. 7.265 megahertz, somewhere near there, because there may be a park on the air or something nearby that. Also on the 20-meter band at 14.265 megahertz. Also, finally, National Police Week, that starts on Sunday, May 10th, runs through May 16th. Call sign Kilo 3 Foxtrot Bravo India. Yep, it's Kilo 3 Foxtrot Bravo, Kilo 3 FBI. Wow. And then there'll be like a number that'll be following. So it'll be Kilo 3 FBI slant 0 through 9. And this would be a lot of fun for people that want to work that for National Police Week. You can see the frequencies all the way from 40 meters up to the 15-meter band there. They're even doing 30 meters. See that? They're going to be at 10.110 working on 30. And then you can also, I got to show love to my Canadian friends. Got to. I love Canada. On May 13th through May 30th, the Grand Prix du Canada special event's up. And that's going to be from 0 UTC to 0 UTC on May 30th. The call sign for this is Victor Echo 2 Speed. That's it, Victor Echo 2 Speed. And they plan to be just doing Morse code there. How about that one? You don't see those very often. 14.011 megahertz there for the Grand Prix du Canada. Contest calendar. There's quite a few of them this weekend. No huge one. There is a 4 states QRP group second Sunday sprint, but the big ones here, first of all, the CQM International DX Contest. This is going to be, and this actually, I should tell you, this has been going on since 1957. It's done out of Russia. It is May 9th, and it runs through May 10th. Now, the time on this is going to be from 12 Zulu on the 9th through 11:59 Zulu on the 10th. So you got 24 hours to work it. It's both Morse code and sideband, 160 to 10 meters. You can see the different power levels on that one. Also, the Volta Worldwide Radio Teletype Contest this weekend from 12 UTC Saturday to 12 UTC on Sunday. This is a great opportunity. If you have a radio that decodes radio teletype, or if you use like FL Digi or one of the Ham Shack products that, go with a radio, man, you could just read RTTY stuff, possibly send some if you feel comfortable with it. But here it is, and you can work it from noon UTC until noon UTC on Sunday on the typical contesting bands. Also, the Canadian Prairies QSO party is 1700 UTC on Saturday to 3 UTC on Sunday. Morse code and sideband 40, 20, 15, and 10. Oh boy, they are just cutting a little short. Nothing on 80, nothing on 160, and you can see the power for each one of those. The exchange here, all right, it depends if you're in Canada or you're not. If you're outside the Canadian provinces, use your state, okay? If you're outside the states or North America here, just your DX, your country code, and you can work one band per mode on that. Your DXPedition calendar, Minami Torishima, is still up. It is a spare time operation. Probably hear it maybe once or twice more. This runs through May 15th. Call sign prefix Juliet Delta 1. It's Juliet Delta 1, mainly Morse code. They plan to be 17 meters, 15 and 12. They plan to also be doing FT8. It's 50 watts. Give it a shot. See if you can see it on any spotting networks. Call sign prefix again, Juliet Delta 1. Galapagos Islands runs through May 31st. Hotel Delta 8 Romeo. That's Hotel Delta 8 Romeo. And they're just saying they're working some high frequency stuff there. So, and it will be on the sideband. Western Sahara. I know some of you have already got this one in your log. Sierra 09 Sierra. Simple call sign to remember. Sierra 09 Sierra. This is a great little DXPedition. Really is. They are doing sideband, Morse code, Earth Moon Earthbounds, plus Quebec Oscar 100 digital modes, and they're 100 watts, but they're making calls worldwide. Try and work them. Also a unique one, it runs through this weekend, is the one in Azores. Azore Islands is really unique. It's European Island 003. They only plan to be on 10 meters, check that. 10 watts, excuse me. Call sign prefix Charlie Uniform 2. That's Charlie Union number 2. Also picking up there Rodriguez Island. This is a kind of a unique place as well. It runs through the middle of this month, so May 22nd's the end. Call sign 3 Bravo 9 Golf. That's 3 Bravo 9 and Golf. Also, South Cook Islands. It's loaded and it's up right now. Runs through May the 9th. That's Sunday. Call sign Echo 51 Tango Lima Mike. That's Echo 51 Tango Lima Mike. Island on the air, Oceana 013. They plan to be on 10 meters only. And that's kind of the bummer there. 28.060 for Morse code, on or about 28.385 for sideband. And they're using QRP, gang, 5 watts into an end-fed wire. Hopefully, maybe one or two of you can work them. Finally, Mauritius, that is 3 Bravo 8 for the call sign prefix, 3 Bravo 8. This runs through May 16th, and they're doing mainly Morse code with some sideband here. Try and work that one if you can. Coming up here on Monday, I want to highlight this. It's the second from the bottom, Iceland. Not easy to get Iceland in your log. The prefix Tango Foxtrot. Okay, Tango Foxtrot. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because they're mainly going to be doing FT8. For digital guys that love to run FT8, here is your chance to get Iceland in your call. Yep, Island on the Air Europe number 021. They also plan to do some Morse code sideband stuff as well, but they are mainly doing FT8. A look ahead, look at this. You've got some pretty good ones, including Namibia. Of course, we know that prefix, Victor 5, and that's going to be only on 2 frequencies on or about. It's a U.S. ham that is going to Namibia to work a radio. So 40 meters voice at 7.165 and on 20 meter voice at 14.265 megahertz. Finally, last one, let's go with Bolivia. This starts at towards the end of this month, May 26th through June the 6th. Bolivia call sign Charlie Papa number 7 Delta X-ray. Super easy to remember this one. Charlie Papa 7 Delta X-ray. And it's being done by a whole bunch of people piling in 160 to 2 meters, including 60 meters, Morse code, sideband, as well as FT8, and we'll throw one final one in too. Rodriguez Island opens up next weekend. It'll run through June 1st. Call sign 3 Bravo number 9 India Delta X-ray, 3 Bravo number 9 India Delta X-ray. They plan to be mostly Morse code, but they plan to also be doing some sideband work. Congratulations, all you guys who've got a lot of these in your call sign. I know Mike in Jacksonville has made a lot of calls on the DXPedition calendar, and his log is just brimming with success. Mike, well done. Really. And Bill has worked some too. Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike and Kilo Golf 2 Mike, both making hay with the DXPedition calendar. Today's topic question, what's the best thing about having a hobby in radio? And I want to catch up because this is, there's been some things here that have been said. I don't want to miss them because they're really good. By the way, Spike, the question, I think he's a Cubs fan. I like that. The piece behind me here is a copy of the Chicago Tribune from the morning after the Cubs won the World Series, November the 2nd, 2016. Not that I remember. I waited a long time for that World Series. So it is a negative view of the front page. I've got the actual copy of the paper too, but that is something that I had framed, and thanks for asking. Sorry there was glare on it. This young man here, RH7ZU, any next level for ham radio? Man, I'll tell you, this is a great question. I don't know half. No, that's wrong. I don't know 80% of what else I can do in ham radio and have a good handle on how to show you to do it. I don't. For example, Earth, Moon, Earth bounce. This is how it works. You send a signal up to the moon's surface, it refracts back down from the moon's surface, and it comes to another location on Earth, right? Somebody has to be listening on that frequency, pick that up, send a signal their way up to the moon's surface and back down to the person that sent the first call. I don't have any idea how to do this. None. But I've seen the high gain antennas they use. They're way up on the VHF bands. No, it's UHF, if I remember right. And these guys make calls and they're thrilled. I mean, you may have a person that makes 1 or 3 or 5 calls a month doing that. And they are as pleased as punch. Seriously, it's an amazing communications feat to do that. Another thing is meteor scatter. I mean, you've seen shooting stars, right? They can refract signals off the energy from the shooting stars. And somebody hears it and someone can respond back on the next shooting star. I mean, if you just look the last 25 years at what ham radio has brought to the real world, right? You have to add text messaging because it began on ham radio. That's where we did that first. The technology to do that went to the phone companies. That's why they use it. It's the most used thing on cellular phones today, but it started in ham radio. So when you talk about the next level, I'd like to just learn the next thing. Thanks for the comment. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate that. Tom, cheers, gents. Do a little dance. Get down tonight. Today's topic question, making new friends from around the world. Radio over a lifetime changes your life. Great comment, Tom. Thank you. Kevin in Iowa, park bench. Ha ha. It would act like a dummy load if I was sitting on it. Oh, wait a minute. We all know that's not true. A guy who can make a tractor into an antenna can certainly make that thing work. No way. You're not going to fool anybody here. Kevin, we've seen you do amazing things. And like I said, people are all rooting for it to work. And then when it does, they're like, whoa, somebody heard that 800 miles away? No way. We love it. We just love it. You do really good. Dale, again, thank you for coming. It's good to see you. His call sign, Whiskey 5 Delta Sierra Lima. That's Arkansas in the house. Hi, Dale. Happy Thursday. It's a pleasure to see you. Don says, if you like QSL cards, unfortunately, Whiskey 4 Mike is over for this year. However, Whiskey 9 ISM, which is the Indy Motor Speedway, and there's like a series of these QSL cards you can get. And if you get all of them, you get a bonus card. Oh, it's great. He says, however, Whiskey 9 India Sierra Mike, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, is on the air for the first of 3 races this year. Work all 3 races, and there it is, the cool certificate. I have one. It was a challenge like 3 years ago, and I said, I'm going to do this, and I got it. I was so thrilled, and it's somewhere packed away. Oh, man. DXing's fun, even if you do it local. Like for us here in the States, right? You call Whiskey 9 IMS during a race weekend, and there's 3 of them. If you get all 3, you get the certificate too. You got to order it. You got to make sure and tell them, I worked you here, here, and here, and please give me the certificate, and they'll send it. And honestly, they're so kind. If you did 2 of them, and one you might have just missed, or you thought you worked it right, and you say, no, I was here on this frequency, this is the date, this is what I thought I received for a signal report, but I'm not getting it confirmed in my log, but I know I made the call. They'll get you the certificate. They're good people. They really are. I want to welcome Toscan Bang to the show. Hi, Toscan. So I was here earlier, but on my wife's laptop, so I didn't log in. It's good to see you. Happy Thursday. And there he is, the guy that made the calls in the 7200. There's Gunter. DK50NV. Go to his YouTube channel. You'll love the stuff that he does. Wishing people a happy weekend. And I hope to be here tomorrow for Friday show. Not sure. Hope to be. Don says, talking to someone in a country you will never set foot in. That's my endless fascination with this hobby. That's a great comment. You know, that's a really neat comment. Do you guys mind if we tell a quick story? My first QSO with Cuba, I wondered about that. So I was like, okay, he wants to talk a little bit. It wasn't just a, signal report and call sign exchange. We talked for a couple of minutes, and he told me about the power outages and how hard it is for him to stay on the air. And he said, I've got a wire that goes from my house out to the tree. That's his antenna. And he worked me all the way in Oregon. And he said he's able to work Europe and Africa, South America, and he loves ham radio. He's using an old this is true story, East German receiver and transmitter, both separate. And I thought, here's this guy who is using some ancient gear to make calls to my 7300, which is a modern radio, right? And he's happy as can be to get a call with me. And what you're saying, Don, is that same feeling. I'll probably never set foot in Cuba, right? And you'll probably never set foot in a lot of the countries you contact. But it's an amazing feeling to be invited into their home, typically, and make a call with them. There's nothing like it. Nothing like that feeling when you do that. It's a great comment, Don. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Gunter says, I work Whiskey 9 IMS every year in May and August. It's a good one to work. John, welcome. Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Hey, good to see you, my friend. Oscar Mike 1, Victor Echo. Always a pleasure to see you. It's good to see you, and a very happy Thursday to you, my friend. As always. As always. It's fun showing you Brett and Shaq. Like those pictures, right? All the radio gear. So you guys that are thinking, oh man, no, I got too much stuff. Ooh, not really. Brent knows it too. And he's like, I've got to thin out the herd. Yeah, just maybe a little bit, Brent, but just keep a lot of the cool stuff. Oh my gosh. John, it's great to see you. You know where John's in? For those that don't know that prefix, John's all the way in the Slovak Republic. He's watching the show from the Slovak Republic. Thank you. Thank you. I am really honored, John. Thank you. Thank you very much. Toscan in Portugal, every so often I decide to try something new. Sometimes it works out, sometimes not. Sometimes a new band or a different mode. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, they send a QSL for each race also. That's what I said. Yeah, it's cool because you get the QSL cards, right? And then you tell them I worked all three, they'll check their log. That's why, because I had the problem where I thought I got the signal report correct, but on my QRZ log, that didn't star, right? Didn't have a star. Anyway, long story. It was great. Those people are really good. Thank you, Gunter, for the kind words. I appreciate that. And John, have a wonderful weekend. If I don't make it tomorrow, if not, we'll be here tomorrow again at probably around 18 UTC, possibly 1830, possibly. Toscan in Portugal, always something new to do. Latest challenge is to have a Morse code QSO. My dad tried to teach me for years. I never managed it. And you still have time. All right, gang, we're almost done. Here comes the Angry Hams.
1 to 10, we give it a 3.
Oh, well, maybe it wasn't that good. Let's give it a 1.
Tough studio audience in here today. Golly, guys. Okay. Question 1 of 3. What vital maneuver would an early type of Navy submarine have to do in order to establish radio communication? I'll continue. radio communication with their home country. Okay? This is early type of Navy submarine. Okay. A, blow the torpedo tubes. B, raise the periscope tube. C, rise to the surface of the water, or C, not CC, it's ocean. Okay, so rise to the surface of the water of whatever you're at. D, maintain steady forward motion while releasing a very low frequency trailing wire. That's very important. That's there because that's the way that they do it now. Okay, that's why. So don't pick D. I gave you some help there. A, B, or C. Good luck, gang. There you go. Yeah, that's how they do it now with VLF because they can stay at certain, their cruising speed. They trail the wire behind them. I don't think there's a hook on the end to fish, but it's just for communications purposes. And because it's very low frequency, they're able to hear everything, which is great. First, Core, I'm busy with my 991 Alpha to get all the settings right. You can have a ball with that. It does so much. Learn the basic menu stuff on that radio. Corey, you'll love it. It's such a beautiful radio. Works great. First up, from the United Kingdom, it's Andy New. B, raise the periscope tube. Sounds logical, but not the right answer. Sorry, buddy. Bill Myers in Wisconsin. C, rise to the surface of the water, or C. And he is 100% correct. Well done, Bill. There you go. Bill's on a roll lately with these. Yeah, you just have to rise to the surface to be able to pick up the signal. And then when they developed VLF technology in the 90s, they then were able to just trail the long wire behind. But in the old days, they had to surface. That was the way it was. Don, and then you guys are just messing with me. Because, see, the thing is, these guys know the Navy. Don, Mike, Spike, okay? They know the Navy stuff. And that's why they said D, because that's how you do it today. Well done. Toscan, see, my dad was a submariner for 10 years. He would know that one. Core, well done. Spike is a former submarine sailor. My call sign is my former ship's call sign. Well done. That's great. Oh, really? Now that's really neat, Spike. Oh, I love that. That's really cool, actually, when you think about it. That's really cool. Question 2, 5 Uniform 4 Golf Bravo commonly refers to what? A, a new DXCC entity. B, a vacuum tube rectifier. C, a solid state rectifier. Or D, a station in Niger, DXCC 187. A, B, C, or D, you know the rules. Go for it. Yeah. Toscan says, my first antenna was made from submarine antenna wire. You'd have a long bunch of it for sure. There was a lot behind the subs back then. And Spike said, we had VLF back in the 60s. Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, we showed that really cool video about the VLF stations that were both in Upper Michigan and in Wisconsin and how they got them to radiate. Just unbelievable. 28 miles. Yeah. And they were able to just right there in the ocean depths pick up the signals. Amazing. Just amazing. I think the Soviets and the Chinese still use it. I think the US does too still, just a different way. Bill, first up, he says 5 Uniform 4 Golf Bravo is a vacuum tube rectifier. And Bill, you are 2 for 2 today. Good start. Well done. Wow. Yeah. It's a vacuum tube rectifier. The 5U4GB is simply a tube. It's a rectifying tube. And we'll talk about that in a sec. Because I don't do that enough, and I should. Toscan says, Spike, good. Have someone call a submarine a boat and not a ship. Yeah. Kel had C. Good to see you, Kel. Lima Bravo 0 Yankee India's in the house. We've got Mike with C. Barry got B. Core got B. And he said, my dad also served on His Majesty's submarine Trump. That's pretty neat. Spike says there are only two kinds of ships in the water, submarines and targets. Targets are ships, subs are boats. Is that true? Is it true?
That's shocking.
It might be true. Thank you, Spike. Okay, let me show you real quick the 5U4GB rectifier tube. Remember, a rectifier, for those who are interested in taking the ham test, it changes AC to DC. That's its purpose, okay? So this is the 5 Uniform 4 Golf Bravo rectifier tube. It was typically in radios back then, so you would convert the AC that was in your house current to DC to work a ham radio. That's its basic job. Last question. Who was the trustee for the VHF Expeditionary Society station Kilo 6 Golf Whiskey Echo back in 1966? I think the way to maybe, I don't know, if you wanted to reword this question is, who cares?
Hated it.
Think so. A is Whiskey 6 Echo Juliet Yankee. B is Whiskey Alpha 6 Papa Yankee Papa. C is Whiskey 6 Zulu Foxtrot. And D, Whiskey Bravo 6 November Charlie Oscar. A, B, C, or D? Good luck, gang. Last question. The chat went silent after I read this. It's so funny. Everyone just stopped typing. Like, huh? It's funny because when I did this, I keep the wrong answer one. So I can show I'm human too. So you'll see I got this one wrong. Bill, first up, he's guessing A. Oh, you got it, kid. 3 for 3 today. Wow. You can see I picked D. I just, flip of a coin, spin of the wheel. And pretty much everyone's that way too. Kel had C. Gunther in Germany got it right. Mike had C. Andy had D. I mean, this is one of those ones, there's no wrong answer because it's an old question about a dang repeater in California's Marin County. And really, do we care that much about that? What a dumb question for them to put up. Sorry. I mean, that was a great question they had, huh,
Can I
right?
refill your eggnog for you? Give you something to eat? Drive you out to the middle of nowhere? Leave you for dead?
Yeah, What's the best thing about having a hobby in radio communications? I agree with a lot that was said here. Making new friends. I love Don's comment. Making a contact with someone in a country I will never step foot in. That's profound, and it's true. Somebody made a comment about technical stuff. It's more technical. I think was that Toscan who said that. I can't remember which one of you it was. Oh, Barry. It was Barry that said it. Whiskey 6. Sorry. Barry. Golf 6, Juliet Mike X-ray. So he said more technical topics available in radio. So he's got engineering background most likely, which I loved. I think it was a great answer to that. But I think that my favorite answer to this whole thing, and it's way at the beginning, is Andy New in Bristol. It's a great answer. It really is. Today's topic question, finding the best of humanity all over the world in the ham radio family. Wow. Gang, it doesn't get better than that. It really doesn't. Thank you for coming today. Tomorrow, if I come, I'll be very late. It will not be a 17:00 UTC start. You might come here at 17:45 and the channel will be dark. But I will try and come. If I can, I'll post it on our Discord channel. And that is at Ham Radio Live. Ham-Radio-Live. Let me show it to you on the screen so you guys can see it. For those who don't come typically and check that, you can catch up with us at Ham-Radio-Live. That's how you can connect with us on Discord. And again, that's absolutely free as well. If you'd like to get your ham license, we'd love to get you licensed. This channel has been miraculous. I was hoping one person get licensed. Guys, we're over 30 now of people who've either been initially licensed around this world or licensed up. And you might say, gosh, 5 years, you got 30. That's not very many. One is enough. That's great. I'm thrilled. I am humbly thrilled when someone tells me, well, yeah, I watched your show and it helped me get my license. Or I watched your show, that's why I licensed up. That is the biggest compliment to me, and I appreciate anyone who's told me that over the last 5 years, because that appreciation comes from my heart. If you've been thinking about getting your ham license, don't wait any longer. It's a perfect time in your life to do it right now. Reach out to the Radio Society of Great Britain because they have a worldwide directory of ham radio clubs. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get you in front of somebody from a ham club who can answer your questions, help you study for the test, and in many cases, like here in the States, help give you the test. That's why it's important. www.rsgb.org. Reach out to the RSGB. United Kingdom, I think it's the best club in the world. So let them know you want your ham license. The company that they're going to send back to you an email, it's going to have an answer to your question of who's close enough to me to help me, who's a ham club. And they're going to send you the closest ham radio club. Your job then is to contact that club. Let them know you want your license. They're going to have somebody there, most likely, unless it's a whole bunch of sad hams, and we'd be terrified if that was the case. Somebody's going to get a hold of you and say, when can we meet for coffee? Where would you like to go? I'd like to help answer your questions. And they're going to help you get your license. They will, because they care that much about helping our hobby to be in your life too. Matters that much. www.rsgb.org. We've got Chicken Man, the second, I think this is episode 2 from season 1 coming up. Plus, we've got a sign-off today, TV closed down technically, from Northern Ireland. My name's Larry Dio. My call sign in amateur radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Thank you for coming around the world. There are 3 continents here, and I thank you profoundly for giving me your time, your attention, and your love. God bless you, everybody. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
K-Tel presents Blockbuster, a great new LP, 20 original hits, original stars, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Silver Convention. War. Leon Haywood. Average White Band. Alice Cooper, Edgar Wintergruth, Sammy Johns, David Loggins, Gladys Knight, Frankie Valli, and many more. David Geddes. The Hollies. Jigsaw. Blockbuster. 20 original hits, original stars. Be sure to get the best from K-Tel. LP $5.99, tape $6.99.
Now, another exciting episode in the life of the most fantastic crime fighter the world has ever known.
Chicken Man! He's everywhere! He's everywhere!
This is the Steel Pier in Atlantic City. Here, 16 times each day, a great horse leaps from a diving board into a huge tank of water. And describe the amazing horse as it dives is a man in a chicken suit.
Thank you, thank you.
And backstage, where the dressing rooms are located,
Pardon me, I'm the police commissioner of Midland City, and I'm looking for the wonderful winged warrior known as... Oh, next door. Thank you.
Come in.
Hello, winged warrior. Commissioner Norton, may I? Of course. I know you'll be diving again shortly. But a serious crime has been committed in Midland City, and I need your help, Feathered Fighter.
Commissioner, I'm no longer in the crime-fighting game, you know.
Yes, but the victim of this crime...
Showbiz is my life now.
...is someone you know.
Would you hand me my beak plugs? Keeps the water from going up my beak.
He's an old friend of yours.
The horse doesn't need them, of course.
It's the mayor.
Oh, no, it's a real horse. See, the only fake part of the act is me in the chicken suit.
30 seconds, chicken!
Winged Warrior, please listen.
Well, make it fast, Commissioner.
Right.
Mayor Weekly has been the victim of a foul, wicked crime.
Gee, that's too bad. Well, nice seeing you, Commissioner.
He slipped and fell on a banana peel.
Did you say banana peel?
Not just banana peels, candy wrappers, popsicle sticks, empty paper cups, tin cans. Midland City is being buried alive by...
The word, Commissioner, is pollution.
You're on, Winged Warrior!
Oh, former fighting fowl. I know that show business is your life now, but the life of a great city is at stake.
Commissioner.
Yes?
Long ago, I took a vow upon the golden chicken claw that I would not rest until all crime was crushed with one blow from my mighty fist.
Then you mean you'll give up?
I've come to say so long, partner. I've got a job to do back in Midland City. Oh, sure, I'll leave them for you. So long. Funny, never thought he got water up his nose.
Well, so the famous fowl is breaking up a famous showbiz duo, just to break up an infamous scene of crime in Midland City. And another thing, doesn't that horse have a swell vocabulary?
Be listening tomorrow for another exciting episode in the life of the most fantastic crime fighter the world has ever known.
Honey, I've invited Pedro over.
Pedro, my man!
We need to talk about something.
Great. Let's talk. What's new, Pedro?
Look, Tim, for the past 12 years, Pedro and I have been having an affair.
What? I did not see that coming. At all. Pedro Jr., go to your room. Don't make that face. And take that ridiculous shirt off. Daddy loves you. Sorry, what were you talking about?
Well, that's tonight's news in Northern Ireland, and now the province's weather forecast until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. There'll be variable cloud tonight with isolated showers in Fermanagh, Londonderry and North Antrim, but it'll be mainly dry elsewhere. Tomorrow will start bright in many places, but there'll be variable cloud, scattered showers and sunny intervals later. The temperature will fall tonight to about 2 degrees centigrade, 36 Fahrenheit inland, with a touch of ground frost and icy patches on roads around dawn. It will reach 6 centigrade, 43 Fahrenheit tomorrow. The west to northwest wind will be light to moderate, but moderate to fresh at times in exposed places tomorrow. And the outlook for Wednesday and Thursday, changeable with some rain at times. Temperatures near normal. Tomorrow night, here on BBC One Northern Ireland, 2 chamber music groups will be playing in the last of the present series of They Make Music at 10:15. They'll be the New Ulster Soloists, a wind quintet formed from members of the Ulster Orchestra, and the Hempston Quartet, a string ensemble of young musicians studying at the Ulster College of Music. The program will include music by Ibert, Milo and Mozart. Edgar Boucher will be introducing They Make Music here on BBC One Northern Ireland tomorrow night at 10:15. And you can find details of that and all this week's programs in Radio Times. And now at the time tonight at 9.5 minutes past midnight. That's all from us for tonight. And this is David Gamble for everyone here in Broadcasting House Belfast, wishing you a very good night. Good night, everyone.
That's all, folks.